For months, people have been telling me how good Michael was, and I was a little worried that it was going to be like a ripoff of Bohemian Rhapsody and Elvis. But I have to say, I think that Michael was better than both of those movies. Antoine Fuqua is one of my favorite directors. He's a really good director. Training Day is an excellent film, and I'm really glad to see how seriously he took this movie. There was no time in this movie when I wasn't entertained. I was bobbing my head around and enjoying the music pretty much the entire time. The energy of this film was really high, and the pace just moved really fast. It really captured very well what it was like to be alive, not only in this era, but be alive and be a fan of Michael during this time. The real standouts of this movie, I think, were the acting, two in particular. So we saw Austin Butler win Best Actor for Elvis, and we saw Rami Malek win Best Actor for Bohemian Rhapsody. Are we going to see Jafar Jackson win Best Actor for Michael? I don't know how much of a stretch this is for him. He's Michael's real-life nephew, and he captures him perfectly. Most of the time, I forgot that I was watching somebody who wasn't actually Michael Jackson. He captures his sound, his energy, his voice. He does all the dancing. He does all of his singing, which they blend with Michael's real singing. No one else could have played this role. I would not be surprised if we saw him at least nominated for Best Actor. But the real acting performance that stood out the most to me was actually young Michael, Giuliano Valdi, and he is unbelievable. I have not seen an actor in his first role play a real-life character, I think, better than this, ever. He does all of his own dancing. He does all of his own singing. They do blend his voice with the real Michael, but this kid had swag, he had the energy, he had the dramatic chops. He was in quite a bit of the early film, carrying most of that early film, holding his own with people like Colman Domingo and Nia Long and Lorenz Tate. I could not believe how good this kid was. I doubt he's going to get a Best Supporting Actor nomination or anything like that, but no joke, this was one of the best performances I've maybe ever seen for someone who plays a real-life character, especially one as big as Michael Jackson. There was no moment in this movie that I thought, oh, this is a really good impersonation of Michael Jackson. No, I thought I was watching real-life footage of the young Michael Jackson. So there's really no complaints about this movie at all, except for, I think, one thing that I should end with. The movie ends before Michael goes to his big trial, so it doesn't touch on any of those allegations at all. However, Antoine Fuqua, the director, is actually directing Michael 2, which is in pre-production. So I'm assuming that that movie is going to cover the trial. If it doesn't, then they would be doubling down on the fact that they're acting like it never happened, and I think that would be a problem. But if the second movie kind of revolves all around that and tells a totally different side of Michael and maybe focuses on his legacy overall instead of the prime of his life, then I think they could work really well together to tell the complete story that is Michael Jackson, which is a very complex story to say the least. I do think Michael's very much worth your time. Even just on an entertainment level alone, you're going to be supremely entertained. But let me know what you thought of the movie, and let me know what you think of Michael Jackson in general. What's your favorite track of his? And I'll see you next time.